What's going on, everybody? It's Joel here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the King Kong Conquer backpack. All right, so this is the newly released backpack from King Kong, and its special feature is that it comes with organization cubbies that are already inside of the backpack. You don't have to pay any extra for them. We've seen this in duffel form from King Kong, but we haven't seen it in a backpack form just yet. I am personally a backpack kind of guy. I don't really find myself using duffels that often unless I'm going like on a trip or something. Typically, I like to use a backpack, and that's why I never really used the duffel option from King Kong. I've mainly stuck to my Haven backpack, which is pretty much the direct competitor with a King Kong Conquer backpack. And I'll go over what I like with the King Kong between the Haven. I might even switch all my stuff over, but I am going to now be using the King Kong just to test it out and give it a review based off of how I like it. So first off, this is typical King Kong quality, second to none. It is a very high quality, overbuilt backpack. The exterior shell here is 500D nylon. You do have YKK zippers, really high quality pulls, real smooth. I've never had any issues with the quality of King Kong bags. I even have my original ones, which are holding up just fine. They look like they're brand new still. Taking a look at the front panel here, we have a couple flat storage pockets. We do have MOLLE webbing on the front part of the bag. There's only one little area to put patches, which is kind of a bummer, but it keeps the aesthetic of the bag clean. It does have this rubberized King Kong patch. You can replace that, obviously. This bottom front pocket is the bigger of the two. It expands out maybe about 1.5 inches. So you can stuff like tape and like deodorant, small stuff, not really anything too bulky in there. Don't like count on getting a pair of shoes in there or anything. But for the most part, you should be able to get some of your, like a jump rope or something in there as well. It is a pretty spacious pocket, judging by the size. I mean, that's probably about like 10 inches or so, 10, 12 inches. And then on the top here, we have another flat storage pocket. And this one has a little organizer divider in there. So if you wanted to, you could put like your wallet, your keys, your cell phone in there. Keep your like cell phone separate from your keys because you don't want it to get scratched up or anything. So you could do that with that pocket as well. Coming around to the side here, this little buckle is your, or I should say both of these are your belt storage. So if you don't want your belt to take up room inside of the bag, you can use these as a belt storage. Just flip them through, hook them on, do whatever you want to do. You can also use them like, I don't know if you wanted to put like a yoga mat rolled up in there. You could put that in there and use that as some kind of exterior storage. We've got a zip pocket here for a bottle. This is a huge expandable pocket, and you should have no problem getting like a 40-ounce like Hydro Flask or Yeti in there. Obviously, like a Stanley tumbler is not going to work in there because of the handle. On the other side, you have another expandable bottle pocket, and you have another 2 straps that you can loop a belt if you didn't want to use that on the other side. The other side is expandable, and then the left side or right side, whatever you want to call it, is the non-expandable side. Of course, on top, you have a little grab handle that you can throw your backpack around with. Coming around to the back part of the bag, we've got dual straps that are contoured. You've got your sternum strap, nice little buckle here. I'm not going to buckle that right now. You've got a couple clips that you could put stuff on or hang stuff from, and then you've got obviously adjustability with these back straps. And then on the back here, I should say that these are also padded and ventilated straps. And then you've got more padding and ventilation. And then you've got more flat storage back here. This is probably where I'd put my wallet or keys or cell phone just to keep it away from people that might try to jack you or pickpocket you. And then you've got another flat storage pocket that expands out quite a bit. And this one pretty much mimics the front pockets. We do have a padded laptop compartment or flat storage. If you don't want to carry your laptop around, which you definitely could. I mean, this has plenty of functionality for being a gym bag or a work bag. Before we get to the main compartment, let's take a look at the back part of that panel. We've got another flat storage here. So the lining all throughout this backpack is a ripstop lining. And I mean, this is the same kind of lining that they've always been using. And on all of my earlier bags, this has held up amazingly well. So let's close that one. This one is another little ventilated Trico pocket. You have the King Kong logo right here that's really nicely embossed there. And then another flat storage. So, you know, jump ropes, tape, wrist straps, maybe even knee sleeves, to be honest. You could probably put some in there. That all could fit right there. Now let's take a look at that main compartment. Okay, so we do have two main like cubbies. You have a smaller one and then you have a larger one, and these ones have removable dividers. So you can keep the divider in, it just sticks on with hook and loop. You could take it out if you wanted to, don't have to use it. And alternatively, you don't even have to use the dividers at all. You could just use this as a big old backpack. And then you have the top one, which also does have a little removable divider. And the cool thing about these is that they actually have magnets, so they stay together. And then there are also magnets inside of the bag, so they stay where they are placed inside of the bag, which is really cool. I think that's a nice, high quality addition. It's something that I wasn't even thinking of, and then they just added it in. These are not like padded pockets or anything, but they do have that same ripstop lining that is all throughout the whole bag. If you were planning on using your bag as a gym bag and you wanted to bring around a pair of shoes, then I would recommend getting the bigger bag. Let's grab a pair of shoes right now. I got some drop zeros right here, some teardrop zeros. So these are size 10.5 drop zeros, and they fit pretty snug in here, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, that's what it looks like with a pair of 10.5. So if you had bigger than that feet or shoes, you might run into some issues. You might not actually be able to use the divider like that. So you might actually take the divider out and then stuff your shoes in there somehow, some way. But the nice thing is that you still have another area to organize your stuff, so you're not digging through all of your stuff. And I can be honest with you, that was something that I was pretty skeptical about initially, and this was with the Haven backpack, is like, do I really want this organization? But it is so much nicer. Even though it feels like you might be losing a little bit of interior volume, it's so much nicer to not have to dig through all your stuff and try to find, a roll of tape at the bottom of your bag or something. I mean, obviously you use your small storage pockets for something like that, but it is a game changer. And I will never go back to a just big cavernous bag. This thing retails for $280. It's an expensive backpack. It's a really high quality backpack. When you're buying anything from King Kong, you just have to know that you are buying probably like the best quality equipment that is out there. And yeah, you're gonna have to pay a little bit more for it, but it's not gonna fail you. And I believe they do have a lifetime warranty on their bags as well. So that's another reason to look into King Kong bags. When it comes to what would I pick between the King Kong and the Haven, that's kind of hard to say right now. I think functionality are probably gonna be pretty close, to be honest with you. So it mainly really just comes down to the aesthetic. I would say that the King Kong has more little storage options, right? So the Haven only has this top storage, which is not bad. It's got some pretty good depth to it, maybe like 3 inches of depth. So you can get a good amount of stuff into that. And this is obviously the big Haven bag. You got a little flat storage here, which, I mean, there's something comparable like the back storage, this top storage on the King Kong bag for that. You've got a flat storage in the back of the Haven as well. So once again, pretty comparable. Laptop compartment on the Haven. And then you've got your main compartment. You've got webbing on the Haven, which is pretty cool, but honestly, I never use it just because, I mean, it clutters up the look of the bag. So I never use those straps. And then when it comes to the main storage here, so 2 basic big compartments, and then on the Haven, you've got 4 little compartments. Now, the thing about these little compartments is that they're not that deep. So they're probably like maybe 4 inches deep because they split volume with that front pocket. Whereas this, front storage or top small storage is the actual depth of the bag, and you're not losing out on any kind of volume there because you have the exterior front pockets and you have the back pockets as well. So the small storage stuff is better on the King Kong, which I actually kind of would push me in the direction of the King Kong. And then this flat storage stuff is, it's the same thing both ways. Now, so obviously got a lot of stuff. I don't even carry around a pair of shoes because I just carry them in my car. But if you're shopping between the two, I think if you carry more small stuff or you value like small storage spaces, then the King Kong is the way to go. If you prefer the more modern aesthetic of the Haven, which I could see, then I might just go that way because it is, I think, you have like a military style looking bag and then you have a more sleek looking bag. Obviously the Haven logo is a point of contention there, and they've minimized that logo over time. But yeah, it just comes down to just personal preference and style. Okay, so I'm gonna put the King Kong on so I can show you what it looks like on me. I am 5'9", right now I'm 190 pounds, but I guess weight doesn't really matter all that much. It's really just height. So yeah, that's what it looks like on, I would say, a pretty average male frame. And yeah, it's gonna be a big backpack. But come to expect that. It's pretty blocky in its design. I feel like a Ninja Turtle right now. I feel like if I was walking through a crowd, people would definitely get hit. So let's take that off here. And I'll give you what the Haven looks like in comparison, which the Haven is a little bit taller, but it's a little bit slimmer. So still bulky, still feels like a turtle shell. All the same issues that I would have with the King Kong, all the same with the Haven. So dimension wise, it's gonna be a wash for either of them. Watch out for a follow-up video in the future. I'm gonna use the King Kong, see how I like it over time. Right now, I've tested like 3 backpacks or so, like including the smaller Haven, the Krieger bag, I think the smaller King Kong bag, and I always just go back to my Haven bag because it's so good. So we'll see if the King Kong will have any lasting impressions on me and make me switch for the long haul. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section. And as always, guys, please hit that like button, subscribe, and thanks for watching. Okay, so this is what is in my Haven bag. That's the amount of stuff. That's what it looks like. Pretty good amount of stuff. More than a few jump ropes, some knee sleeves, a belt, some grips, some more grips, wrist wraps, and then sweatbands, miscellaneous straps. So I'm gonna put all of this into the King Kong, and we're gonna see what it looks like after I'm done. Okay, so I moved everything into the King Kong, and I try to maintain the same positions for everything. So all my knee sleeves are all right here, and they all fit just fine. 3 pairs of knee sleeves. And then I had my Scott Hill wraps there. I had this Element 26 belt sectioned in right here. I guess I could put that right here if I really wanted to, like slide it into the side. But I'm actually just gonna put this on the side of the bag in the belt compartment. And then I got my jump ropes, all of them right here. My grips, all right there. Now here's where I got a huge difference. I could put all my wristbands and everything right there. I could actually just put these straps right there as well. And then I have one more empty cubby. And then right on the front, or inside of the front, I put another jump rope. I put my Airwaves in this top pocket. I've got this whole compartment empty. I've got these two compartments empty. I've got this back compartment empty, both of them, and then the flat storage empty. So when it comes to storage, sheer storage space, the King Kong is the winner.